Today on MTG Unpacked, we're cracking open a deck builder's toolkit, and with me is everybody's favourite Elder Dragon, Nicol Bolas, to do the pack blessing duties. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you will soon find out. So before I get stuck into this, expand your collection instantly, puts 285 cards at your disposal with everything you need to create multiple Magic decks. So we're going to get Core Set 2019 pack and 3 mystery packs. So I'm betting they're probably Ixalan, Rivals of Ixalan and Dominaria, just a guess. 100 basic land cards, deck builder's guide, 125 cards from recent sets and a reusable card storage box. So let's get stuck into this. And how has Core Set 2019 been treating everybody? You're getting some good pulls, you're having fun with the new cards. I think it's shaking standard up nicely, so I'm happy about that. And if you have not already checked it out, we had the live stream for the channel last night. You would have seen crazy pack openings and channel updates and sneak peeks of what's coming on the channel, so go back, check those out if you haven't already. So the deck builder's guide, I nearly said toolkit, deck builder's guide. Okay, so here's what you have, how to build a deck. Now I don't remember, did they put these in previous deck builders toolkits or is this new? I think this, I haven't seen this before. So it's giving you some tips about how to build a deck. Talks about blue, black, red, green, building around synergy. Yeah, so this stuff, actually this in itself is great for new players. All this info, I mean you can find it online, but it's nice to get everything in one place. Talking about refining your deck. And a quick reference. Choose 1 or 2 colors to build with at first, and so on. Alright, so you can freeze frame that if you want to check it out. So, we get this nice storage box. So, let's see, that opens like so. Okay. So we get a pack of assorted cards. And some more cards. And what are our packs here? Ixalan, oh here we go, Rivals of Ixalan, Dominaria and Core Set 2019, what a surprise. Okay, so Nicol Bolas will walk across these very nicely so we don't damage the cards. We will crack those packs open towards the end of the video. So we'll set them aside, and then what else do we have in here? We've got another... Okay, so the lands I believe are all mixed in here, and there's a box, we've got this divider in the middle, and no doubt you'll fill that up with cards before you know it. So let's set this aside and start off with one of these packs. Now the trick is, how do I open this? There should be a little tab. Or I could use the brute force method, which I'm thinking, yeah, there we go. Try that. Okay, so do we have any lands here? Yes, we have a whole stack of lands. Let's sort those apart. I think that's it for our lands. Oh, no it is not. They've interspersed them. Okay, so we get a whole boatload of mountains, swamps, islands, plains. No forests in this one, maybe in one of the other packs, so we'll set those aside. Okay, so let's zip through these. So Adventurous Impulse, Lanois Elves, couple of those, Threshing Brontodon. So all of these are going to be like random assortment of commons, uncommons. So Jungle Delver, Grazing Whiptail, Charging Monstrosaur, Volcanic Dragon, Viashino Pyromancer. I think he was in the red Planeswalker deck we looked at the other day. We had a Trumpet Blast, Talons of Wildwood, couple of those. So they're just giving you an assortment of cards you can use as a basis for building different sorts of decks. Rabid Bite, Plummet, Naturalize, Elvish Rejuvenator, Druid of Horns, so uncommon there. Declare Dominance. Yeah, definitely recognizing a few of these from the green Planeswalker deck. Colossal Majesty, Colossal Dreadmaw, everybody's favorite reprinted to death card. Blanchwood Armor, Draconic Disciple, Brawl Bash Ogre, I think I said that same thing last time. Aerial Engineer, Rogue's Gloves, Manolith, couple of those. Gargoyle Sentinel, Explosive Apparatus, so Diamond Mare, he was good in pre-release. Skittering Surveyor, 2 of those. Alright, so far no rares, so we'll put this stuff aside here. Okay, onwards. So see if I can figure this out. This is part of the, oh there we go, there's actually a little tab thing on the back there, I completely missed that. Okay, so then again, we're going to skip over, we've got some islands. I wonder if we'll get any forests this time round. So we'll put our islands here, I think that's all there is, yeah. Plains. Stack of plains. Oh, here we go. So now we're getting into some dual lands. So if you are not familiar with dual lands, that's pretty much what the name implies. You can have a choice of 2 lands. So they usually enter tapped, some of them don't. So Meandering River, Highland Lake, and usually the ones that enter tapped are the cheapest, like common cards. Foul Orchard. So if you want to do a blended deck, you would use a couple of these. Forsaken Sanctuary. So we have a couple of those. Cinder Barons. So they're giving you all the different color combinations here. Okay, so then we will sort through. So we have some more lands. I'll put dual lands here. Let's see what we get. Regal Bloodlord, Psychic Symbiont, Poison Tip Archer, Heroic Reinforcements, Enigma Drake. He's pretty good if you do a mill strategy. So milling is where you are making somebody fill their graveyard. In this case, you would fill your own graveyard. So pump this guy up. Shivan Dragon, so there's a rare. Don't know how many we're going to get. Sarah's Guardian, that's another rare. Riddlemaster Sphinx, so no crazy rares. I think they're low end, but still good to start your deck. Grave Waker, Aggressive Mammoth, I think that one was a couple of bucks. Satyr Enchanter, Skyrider Patrol, and we'll get some mountains. Sooner or later we're going to come across some forests. Okay, so these are rares and uncommons. Maybe we'll get a few more, so we'll put those there, like so. And see if I can figure, yeah, see some of these packs, it's not obvious how to get into them. For some reason, it looks like they've used 2 different approaches to seal these. That's weird. What is going on, Wizards? Why would you do that? Maybe it's the better cards are harder to open. That's probably the strategy. So then we have a whole whack of swamps. So tuck them over here. And if you are a seasoned player, you're probably thinking this is like watching paint dry. So feel free to skip towards the end if you haven't already. So then we got plains. Here we go, some more dual lands. Woodland Stream. So this is all stuff to become familiar with as a new player. Tranquil Expanse, so you can see we're going white-green now if you want to do a combo there. Timber Gorge, a couple of those. Submerged Boneyard. And is that going to be it? Nope, Stone Quarry. So we're getting all sorts of colour combos here. Meandering River, I think we saw one of those before. Here we go, here's the forest. I was wondering where they went to. So, whole stack of forests, good. So, lots of lands there. Okay, let's take a look at this pile. Charter Course, Trusty Pack Beast, Revitalize, Pegasus Corsa, Militia Bugler, Luminous Bonds, so we've got a couple of those. Lenin Vanguard. Now I'm curious if they have the same mix of cards in every deck builder's toolkit. Knight's Pledge, Ajani's Pridemate, because it seems like there is some logic here. They're separating them out by colour. There's a couple of more important cards, more useful cards. Sarah Angel, Seal Away, that one's one of the few Dominaria cards, uncommons, that's worth more than $1. Knight of New Benalia, Gideon's Reproach, Martyr of Dusk, so we've got some vampires going on. Queen's Commission, Squire's Devotion. Oh, now what is this? M19, okay. For a second I thought we re-entered Kaladesh. Gearsmith Prodigy, Exclusion Mage, Divination, Aviation Pioneer, Avon Wind Mage, Anticipate, Wizard's Retort, so another uncommon. For some reason these cards are not sliding. I wonder if it's a different card stock they've used here. Opt, Cloud Reader Sphinx, and Negate. So that is some more uncommon and commons. Hopefully we'll get a few more rares. So we have one more pack here. Thankfully this one's easier to open. And I suspect we're gonna have... Oh no, here we go. Thought there were no more lands. So swamps, yes. Islands. And a bunch of other cards. Here we go, here's forests. Not very exciting. Mountains. Okay, so you've got a wide selection there. On to these last set of cards. So we get a Perilous Voyage, Tormenting Voice, Spark Tongue Dragon, Shock. So these are fairly important in mono red. Lightning Strike, Gutter Snipe, love that guy. Love the goblins. Oh, more goblins! Goblin Instigator, there he is. Wizard's Lightning, Gitu Lava Runner, Fanatical Firebrand, Bombard, Hijack, Vampire Sovereign, Skymarch Bloodletter, Reassembling Skeleton, that's pretty cool artwork. Murder, Macabre Waltz, and here we have Liliana dancing with one of her animated zombies by the look of it. Gravedigger, Epicure of Blood, Duress, a couple of those. Doom Dissenter from Amonkhet, Child of Night, Abnormal Endurance. So some of these definitely recognizing from the Planeswalker decks. Ravenous Chupacabra. Surprised they didn't put any of those in the black deck. Moment of Craving. So I get a couple of those. So you can try building a vampire deck out of this. Dust Legion Zealot, Costly Plunder, Skilled Animator, Scholar of Stars, Omen Speaker, and that's it. So let's look at the relative sizes of the piles. So you have a nice hefty stack of lands. Then we have commons, uncommons, so yeah, maybe like a quarter more commons, and then a tiny little miserable pile of rares. So they probably don't want to affect the pricing of the rares so much, so they're only giving you a few. But most decks, in the standard format at least, you've got a fair few rare cards in there. So you're looking at the symbol there, the gold. Alright, so that is our first set of cards, and now for the good stuff. So cracking packs, we can supplement that. So let's go back. We'll do them in order of oldest to newest. How about that? So we'll start off with Ixalan. So this Ixalan was all about pirates and dinosaurs and a battle to find a hidden treasure. Or maybe I'm getting that mixed up with Rivals of Ixalan. That's the sequel, obviously. Fire Shrine Keeper, Pterodon Knight, Blight Keeper, Telenali's Knight, Storm Sculptor, Spike-tailed Ceratops, Pirate's Prize, Ixali's Diviner, Colossal Dreadmaw, Hijack, and uncommons we have a Wild Growth Walker, Dire Fleet Captain, Glorifier of Dusk, and a Thaumatic Compass. Not bad. So this is an artifact for 2. You can pay 3 and tap, search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle your library, and at the beginning of your end step, if you control 7 or more lands, transform Thaumatic Compass into Spires of Orazca. So you can tap, add colorless mana to your mana pool, untap target attacking creature an opponent controls, and remove it from combat. Alright, so not bad. You get a checklist and a vampire token. Okay, Rivals. Let's see what we get here. We have a Mist-Cloaked Herald Goblin Trailblazer, Moment of Triumph, Orazca Frillback, Moment of Craving, Dead-Eye Righauler, Strider Harness, Jungleborn Pioneer, Orazca Relic, Grasping Scoundrel, and the uncommons we have a Forsaken Sanctuary, Strength of the Pack, Stormfleet Sprinter, and Vona's Hunger. So this is an instant for 3 mana, has Ascend, so if you get 10 or more permanents you get the City's Blessing for the rest of the game. Each opponent sacrifices a creature. If you have the City's Blessing, instead each opponent sacrifices half the creatures he or she controls, rounded up. So that's pretty nasty if you're on the receiving end of that. You get an island and a sapling token. Okay, on to Dominaria. I actually opened a stack of this on the live stream last night. It's a lot of fun cracking open some Dominaria after a long break. We get Healing Grace, Relic Runner, Warlord's Fury, Feral Abomination, Unwind, Voltaic Servant, Run Amok, Gideon's Reproach, Thallid Omnivore, and Amaranthine Wall is the first of the uncommons. Juggernaut. I still think that looks like a Mad Max vehicle. Very cool. Thallid Soothsayer and Seal Away Foil. Oh, that's pretty good. It's an enchantment for 2 with flash. When it enters the battlefield, exile target tapped creature an opponent controls until Seal Away leaves the battlefield. Very nice foil. Oh, and a mythic! Naru Meha Master Wizard. Legendary creature, human wizard 3/3 for 4 mana with flash. When it enters the battlefield, copy target instant or sorcery spell you control. You may choose new targets for the copy. Other wizards you control get +1/+1, so that's good for a tribal wizard deck. Tribal meaning you have a bit of a theme in building on wizards. We get planes and a sapling. Okay, Core Set 2019, Mr. Bolus. Don't let us down. We need some crazy pulls. I don't want to be greedy. One mythic, yes, that's nice. It's not the most valuable mythic, but still. Let's see what we can do. Catalyst Elemental, Rustwing Falcon Disperse, Elvish Rejuvenator, Child of Night, Gallant Cavalry, Sky Scanner, Salvager of Secrets, Sovereign's Bite, Boggart Brute, Blanchwood Armor, first of the uncommons, Militia Bugler, Hieromancer's Cage, who trapped the Minotaur, yes, and Izareth the Awakener. So let's take a closer look at that. Is that a big, what is that? I thought it was an eagle, but it's more like a vulture. Legendary creature, human wizard, 3/3 for 3 mana with Death Touch, nastiness. Whenever it attacks, you may pay X. When you do, return target creature card with converted mana cost X from your graveyard to the battlefield with a corpse counter on it. If that creature would leave the battlefield, exile it instead of putting it anywhere else. Very nice. And an island and a night token. Okay, so what do I think of this product? I actually think this is pretty decent for new players. You get a nice selection of cards. You get this deck builder's guide. I think that's pretty handy. I don't remember them putting them in the decks before, in these deck builders toolkits. And then, let's see here, this. You get a nice storage box, which you can now fill with all your cards. So we'll put our lands in here. Let's see how much space all this occupies. So we have lands, and of course everything tips over. That's why they have the divider there. We'll put these in here and these here. Okay. I'm surprised they didn't put a spin down in there. They seem to put spin down die with everything else. And let's put the divider back in. See if we can seal it up. There we go. And I didn't do it right. So anyway, yep, you can figure that out. Apparently it's a little challenging for people like me. So the Deck Builder's Toolkit, I think it's pretty nice for new players. Gets you started building decks, nice assortment of cards, and yeah, nice box. Crack a few packs, what more can you ask for? So, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button for more Magic the Gathering unboxings, and be sure to tap the notification bell to be notified as soon as new videos are released, and have a great day.